And what's good, everybody? Happy Monday night. Glad to have you guys back at the stream once again tonight for Behind the Arc Basketball. Got a great matchup in store here. Big 12 battle. It's between the number 3 ranked Baylor Bears. Baylor, biggest jumper this week in the top 25 poll that came out around noontime today. And shocking, they went up from number 10 to number 3 in this week's poll. And Texas dropped back one from 20 to 21. This game is at Texas. Should be a great one tonight between these two teams. Syracuse and North Carolina. This game is still going on the network right before Baylor and Texas. This game just went into overtime, so I'll keep you guys posted on the score here as they just tipped off in overtime. But if you guys are doing the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and glad to have you guys join in once again tonight. Got a pretty good crowd here for this late night stream. Hilda, welcome in. Lucas, James, Woody, Tyler, Johnny. Big win for your Razorbacks on Saturday. Vegas, welcome in once again, man. Yeah, brother, incredible. Providence winning the Big East regular season championship. It was I heard the tickets for the dunk were like the prices were crazy for Saturday night, I heard. But yeah, they smoked Creighton. They got a lucky break there. Creighton's point guard's injured for the rest of the season, so that opened up the door for Providence to beat them. And they also didn't play Creighton on the road this year too. Ethan, welcome to the streamer, man. Oh boy, Scotty Barnes going off right now. Iowa looking good up against Northwestern 36-17. This is a huge game for North Carolina as they lead 78-75. They're going to say it looked like an and one. 78-73 is the score right now as UNC leads Syracuse. So huge game, especially for UNC. 21-8, good record, but they're on the bubble since they don't really have any quality victories. Texas has the same record as UNC, 21-8, but they're 6-7 against quad one opponents for the Longhorns. Both of these teams enter this game on winning streaks. Baylor on a 3-game winning streak as they jumped up from number 10 to number 3. Big win against Kansas. It was close most of the game until they pulled it out late. But big win against Kansas by 10, 80-70 on Saturday. Texas squeaking one out. It was a road game against West Virginia, 82-81, most points allowed in a Big 12 conference game so far this season for Texas. And Texas has been solid defensively. They're fifth right now nationally in total defense, but lately their defense has been streaky and it's causing them problems, allowing 73 points to opponents in the last 5 though for the Longhorns. So hit me up in the chat who you guys got in this one, and also feel free to vote in that poll if you guys would like as well. North Carolina just made a 3. They're out to a red-hot start in overtime, 81-73, up over Syracuse in the last 3 minutes. Big thing for Baylor. This team they've been relentless for Baylor. They've had players in and out this season due to injury. Jonathan Tchamwa-Tchatchoua is injured for the rest of the season. Flo Thamba's really stepped up, though, lately for Baylor. He has been able to provide some big production, especially in the glass. Last 4 games in place of Tchamwa-Tchatchoua, averaging almost 11 and 8 for him, for Flo Thamba, receiving a bunch more minutes in that spot. And Baylor without their number 2 scorer on Saturday, beating Kansas without L.J. Cryer. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Arkansas up to 14 right now, but I can't believe they haven't cracked the top 10 already. It's just unfortunate. I was shocked to see Baylor jump up 7 because I'm not convinced that Kansas is that good of a team. Christian, Brian, welcome into the stream here, guys. Goody, welcome back in. Yeah, Virginia Tech making a late surge. I saw them in the bubble on Lunardi's. I saw them in like the out in the. And I think it was like the first 8 out of the bracket. So they made a big late season surge for your Hokies there, man. Yeah, I saw that today. NFL announcing the home games. Mexico, the Cardinals getting the Mexico game as the home team. And the Bucks going to host the one out in Germany. That's going to be interesting. Of course, the Jags got a game out in London. I think Green Bay does too. Alex, welcome to the stream, man. Taking Baylor in this one. But Texas's last game, that's right, at the Irvin Center here. He's going to take the Longhorns. Should be a really good matchup. Texas has been really great on their home court. 16-2 this season. Baylor on the road is 7-3. Baylor's second in the Big 12 to Kansas, half game behind Kansas, and Texas right now sits fourth in the Big 12. Yeah, it's insane, man. It's gonna make up for like an incredible March Madness. With It's been upset city all season long with these games. So yeah, the top 6 teams losing on Saturday, and then Texas Tech was at 9 and they lost. So 7 out of the 10 teams on Saturday. It's just absolutely crazy. A lot of them I could have like predicted or so. I would have taken Arkansas in the Kentucky game. A lot of those were home court. St. Mary's beat Gonzaga. That was shocking there. Because Gonzaga was on like a massive WCC winning streak, but St. Mary's usually takes one. They had taken one, I think it was in 2019, they had taken one at home. But Gonzaga was just like playing lights out, so that punched a ticket. No matter what happens to St. Mary's, they already punched a ticket into the bracket for them. And that team could be a sleeper. They look Sweet 16 bound if they can do that. If they can keep that up. Yeah, shocking. Gonzaga and Arizona stayed at 1 and 2. I think out of all of them, Arizona had the worst loss. Because Colorado's nowhere near being a tournament team. They don't even have like that bad of a record. They've been really good at home. It's tough to play at Colorado at home, but Arizona just got shut down. And like whenever Colorado's had like a big opponent in their schedule, they just haven't been able to get over the hump and win that team. So they still got like a lot of work to do to get into the bracket for Colorado. As North Carolina beats the Syracuse full court press and throws down a dunk. It's getting out of control in overtime here. UNC leads 83-74 in OT as we're just awaiting for the start to Baylor against Texas. And then Syracuse just made a 3, so it's 83-77. This is my take on the poll. How in the world is North Texas not ranked? They're on a monster winning streak. They have the top defense in all of college basketball. And North Texas has got zero respect right now. They only have 4 losses. Murray State's got 2. Murray State's been in the poll now for a few weeks. And Alabama, who's got 10 losses, is at 25 in the poll. Davidson beat Alabama. I think Davidson's got 4 losses. And Davidson is put at 26th behind Boise State. South Dakota State is put higher than North Texas. North Texas got 3 votes. They got 1 vote higher than Vermont, and then Northern Iowa got 1 vote. That makes zero sense. North Texas is like the most slept on team in all college basketball right now. I'm picking them first round to win a tournament game. It all depends on the matchup, but if they turn out to be a 12 seed, I like who they can get put up against. Some of the teams are really streaky, especially if they take on Ohio State. That's a North Texas win right there, in my opinion. If they play a team like Ohio State lost against Maryland yesterday. They suffer from struggling guard play because they're like more like front court centric for that team. They struggle a lot via the guards. So we're gonna tip off right now between Baylor and Texas. Glad to have you guys in the stream for this one. As this game is underway, Baylor goes out with the black uniforms tonight, yellow numbers, yellow letters. This game's at Texas. Texas out with the home whites for this one. As we are underway, James Akinjo has it at the top of the key, leads the Big 12 in assists per game. Moves it out to the wing to Meyer. Meyer takes the 3. It's up, and that goes to the left of the rim out of bounds. So rough start for Baylor. Put up an air ball by Matthew Meyer. This crowd is rocking tonight at Texas. Yeah, that would put them at 5 losses. Interesting. I think they should. If they make it all the way to the Conference USA title game and suffer that 5th loss, I think they should, because there's some really good teams in Conference USA that's been slept on. I think there's 4 teams still with like 7 or 8 losses or less. UAB, Middle Tennessee, Louisiana Tech. A couple of them are on draft boards as Texas makes the jumper to baseline as they start out 2-0. Dribble drive down the lane, bounce pass underneath, float Thamba able to scoop it up, turn around, and he airballs it. Texas defense swarming, 5th in the nation total defense, and they forced 2 Baylor airballs in the first minute. Out to the wing, Texas has it, bounce pass into the hands to Christian Bishop. Creighton transfer. A bunch of transfers make up this lineup. Timmy Allen from Utah has the ball now. Allen moves it cross court. Around the outside, Andrew Jones. Jones pump fake. Shot clock going down to 0. Couldn't get it off, and that's a shot clock violation. So Baylor's going to have it back a minute and a half through. Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw there's a player on UAB. His name is Jordan Walker. His nickname is Jelly. And he's been putting up like a ton of like highlight reel stuff. That'll be something cool if there's like 2 teams from Conference USA to get in, because they certainly deserve to do that. If UAB wins the conference championship, that's the only way they can get in probably. And if North Texas can somehow get in at large, because they deserve to do so. There's been a lot of conversation, especially because I watched a little bit of the game on Saturday over on Stadium between, I think it was North Texas and their opponent, and the analysts were saying how North Texas, despite if they win out remaining part of their schedule, and then if they do lose in the Conference USA title game, they should make it in. According to those analysts who's been watching them all season, and unfortunately, there's been like a lot of disrespect towards that conference. Nice position right there to get almost forced the steal by Matthew Meyer. Texas able to scoop it up though. Baseline jumper, that's not even close there by the Longhorns. Goes right back over to Baylor. Kendall Brown attacks right down the lane, and he's going to draw the foul. Clock will stop, 17:20 left to go in the first. Quick check on the other game going on right now as we're just awaiting this one for the actual like press box view. Yeah, UNC leading Syracuse 85-77 with a minute and a half left to go. What's good, Bradley? Welcome to the stream, man. The Reaper, welcome back in. Happy Monday to you guys. Corner 3, it is up and it is good by Baylor from the outside to go at 5-2. Off the baseline dribble, contact underneath the hoop, and that's going to be, I believe it's going to be an offensive foul by... Yeah, it's going to be an offensive foul by Texas. Baylor gets it back. Missed jumper off the back rim, goes right back to Texas with Ramey. They push it out to the right baseline. Dribble, drive, kick out to the top. Timmy Allen moves it off to Carr. Marcus Carr passes off to the wing, defended by Kendall Brown as they will move it out to the corner. Here's a 3 on its way. Splash from the outside as that will sink through by Texas. And they tied up at 5. 16.5 left to go in the first. Baylor with a possession with Adam Flagler. Gives it outside to Akinjo. He hands it off to Kendall Brown. Brown moves it out to the top. Flo Thamba will hand that one off of a double team. They give it underneath the hoop, powering their way in, and it's going to be resulting in another fall here. Kendall Brown will head to the free throw line to shoot 2 for Baylor. North Carolina still up as this game is still going on. 88-79, final minute against Syracuse. What's good, Malika? Welcome back in. Actually, they're not going to call it a shooting foul here. I get the camera on like above the rim for now until the game actually comes on ESPN. 16 minutes left to go. Baylor gets the inbounds. Kendall Brown attacks, puts up the mid-range shot, and he connects with it. So Baylor goes back up on top. Or did he get called for the push-off? He did. So it stays at 5. All right, 5-5. He got called for a push-off offensive foul. Yeah, I heard Darius McGee has been getting a ton of buckets. He's putting up like 40 burgers lately, playing for Liberty. Cunningham, offensive rebound, back out to the top, 3 on its way. That is good by Texas to put themselves up 8-5. Baylor with the ball with Akinjo. Moves it outside to Brown. Hands it off to Sochan. Sochan hands it off on the outside. Off of double teams Flagler. Akinjo passes down low, deflected out of bounds by Cunningham. It's going to stay Baylor ball. 9 in the shot clock. We're going to take a media timeout. 15-18 left to go in the first. The first timeout of the night. Texas up 8-5. Alright, if you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining tonight, being a part here on the channel once again. And yeah, hopefully it should be a good one tonight. Let's see. I'm not exactly sure here, Johnny Juzing's status. I know UCLA's been hobbled lately with injuries. Let's see. And North Carolina able to get the victory. Yeah, not sure about Juzing's injury. It says he's listed day to day in the article. So I get this off of DraftKings Nation. It says on here that he's listed day to day. I think the seeding for UCLA all depends on like how they do remaining part of the stretch. Though that injury really just hurts the team. As far as how they play down the stretch, they're going to have to figure out ways to win without him, which they've been dealing with injuries quite a bit. North Carolina, big win, pulling it out over Syracuse in overtime, 88-79. So UNC still alive in the bracket. If they had lost that game, they'd be below the cutoff line. What's good? Sheik on the stream. Welcome in. Taking Baylor. Hit me up on the chat who you guys got in this one. Baylor or Texas as we're on the timeout. 15-18 left to go in the first. I'm going to take Virginia Tech tomorrow there. So unfortunately for Bradley's Cars, unfortunately not. I'm going to take Texas Tech there for that one. Or Virginia Tech for that one. Yeah, Virginia Tech's playing for the bracket right now. I think these weeks are basically for like desperate teams. I got Baylor in this one by 4. 73-69. Let's see. Texas Tech's taking on Kansas State. Texas Tech's down early. That's shocking there. 18-12. K-State leading. Hey, best of luck to you, Sheik. Hopefully able to get that one tonight. Iowa looking good. They're smoking Northwestern 53-29. Iowa's been getting better and better. Yeah, honestly don't know though, man. Anything could happen. If Louisville does win tomorrow, that totally ruins Virginia Tech's chances. Nice tip-in as we come back from the timeout. And that is Kendall Brown, who puts it to a 1-point game. Texas with the ball. Andrew Jones has it at the right corner. It's off to Marcus Carr. Now out to Bishop on the outside. Bishop passes to the top. Carr dribbles up to the elbow, gives it out to Ramey. 4 in the shot clock, looking for something here. Baylor's defense making it tough. Turnaround, that's way off the mark. Air ball by Ramey. And that's the second shot clock violation of the game. 5.5 minutes through by Texas. Baylor's defense is just tough, especially the deeper you go away from the basket. That's where Baylor thrives upon, is deep 2 defense, perimeter defense. At the rim, they've been struggling this season when it's come to defense at the rim. But in this matchup, the thing to watch out for happens to be on the rebounds. Baylor's a really good offensive rebounding team. Texas has struggled on the defensive glass. Pass down low off the roll down. That's a good bucket right there by Flo Thamba. Really stepping up for Baylor lately in place of Tchamwa Tchatchoua. Thamba coming off 18-9 against Kansas on Saturday. Texas now with the ball. Down by 1. Timmy Allen at the left baseline. He has it stripped. Stolen away by Flagler. Baylor comes up the court with it. Sochan dribbles up into the key. Looking to pass it back outside. He moves it off to Akinjo. Akinjo with 13:45 left to go in the first. Looking to set up someone. Akinjo's double team. Bounce pass. Poor decision. Stolen away. Marcus Carr off to the races. 1 man to beat. It's Akinjo going downhill and scores. So now Texas on top 10-9. Baylor will try it once again. Flagler this time. Moves it outside to the wing to Akinjo. Akinjo moves it on top to Sochan. Towards his left, hands it off to Flagler. Thamba gets a touch, now hands it off to Brown. 5 in the shot clock. Kendall Brown dribbles, attacks, down the lane, extra pass with 1 in the shot clock. Couldn't get a shot off, and he turns it over. Intercepted by Texas once again. Ramey makes the pass to the corner. Off of a left baseline dribble. Jones bounce pass. Extra find underneath. Goes back door and scores. Up and in off the glass is Christian Bishop. So Texas, 2 forced turnovers and 2 straight buckets to go up 12-9. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Anything could happen for sure this year. Like what we saw on Saturday, upset after upset. It's been like that all season long. Cross-court pass, Akinjo. Over to Flagler, takes the deep 2 jumper, missed off the mark, and Texas really showing some fight in the glass, coming up with a defensive rebound by Ramey. They attack the glass that time. Ramey at the top, moves it outside to Jones. Jones swings it to the corner. Ramey launches a 3, skipped around the rim and out. Flo Thamba with a defensive board for Baylor. 12 minutes left to go in the first. Bears have the ball. Top of the key, Akinjo towards his left. Akinjo defended on the outside by Ramey. Moves it off to Sochan at the wing. Sochan, right baseline dribble. Swings it out to the wing. And got deflected out of bounds. Lucky. It's going to stay Baylor ball, I believe. Clock will stop first. We're going to head to immediate timeout. 11:52 left to go. And Texas's defense making it tough on Baylor. Baylor, a couple non-characteristic turnovers for them. Last couple possessions, turning over the ball. What's good, Hugo? Welcome to the stream, man. I don't really bet, so I wouldn't be sure like what would be the best advice to give you or so, but before placing like my predictions and stuff, I usually take a look at the matchups a lot in these games to like determine things. And also big thing for me is seeing like what team is hot, what team is cold going into this game. As lately for the college matchups, like I know the ones for national TV, it's not really been a lot of the matchups where one team's hot, one team's cold, but that's what I'm noticing in the NBA now. Is usually the team that's like red hot comes in and wins the game against the team that's cold. Kansas State beating Texas Tech right now 23-16. Iowa demolishing Northwestern 59-34. Not a whole lot of college games going on today. It's only Monday, so the schedule gets much bigger as far as Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But North Carolina is surviving today 88-79 over Syracuse to keep them in the bracket. UNC taking on Duke on Saturday, and if UNC wins that game, they get put in the bracket. They should be a lock if they beat Duke. And then right now, a lot of games going on in the NBA tonight. T-Wolves leading the Cavs 116-108. Raptors are crushing the Nets 100-69. Scotty Barnes got 26 and 14 for Toronto. The Heat are crushing the Bulls tonight 91-67. Grizzlies up over the Spurs 70-61. Bucks lead the Hornets at halftime. They've dropped down 76 points from Milwaukee, 76-53. Kings and Thunder are tied 59-59, and the Magic beat the Pacers 119-103. Pacers just crushed the Celtics yesterday. Yeah, great question, Linda. Hilda. I'd have to go with Tommy Lloyd from Arizona, first-year head coach, and what he's done has been phenomenal. Ed Cooley's right there. I never expected Providence to be this good. It's been an incredible season. I think it's basically down to Ed Cooley and Tommy Lloyd. I give the advantage though to Lloyd though, because his first season, what he's done and just completely turned it around. Arizona from the Sean Miller days. Yeah, Wyoming's been quite the surprise this year. I think they're in a big game tonight. San Diego State. That's a huge game. Let's see. Yeah, they're San Diego State's at Wyoming tonight. So Mountain West could get as many as 4 teams up into the bracket. That's where it looks like it's heading. And WCC could get 4 as well. Yeah, you honestly don't know. I filled out the bracket challenge thing yesterday. It's something on ESPN, the conference tournament bracket challenge that they do, and they ask questions how like what team's gonna win the ACC. And I think on the list it was Duke. I think North Carolina was on that list, and I feel like it was Miami who was on there too. They have four answers. 3 of them are teams, and then the last answer is other. And I checkmarked other for that column because I feel like somebody else from the ACC is gonna get into the bracket. I've got a feeling it could be Virginia, but you honestly don't know. Stranger things have happened. Baylor down by 3. They get the ball. Brown attacks straight down the lane. Floats one up off the back rim. Missed. And the defensive rebound pulled down by the Longhorns by Christian Bishop. Texas has it. On the outside, Timmy Allen. Passes off to Devin Askew. Sophomore. Former Kentucky Wildcat. Christian Bishop has it. Bishop dribbles up, mid-block, swings it outside Askew. Bounce pass, right baseline, Timmy Allen. Backs his way, spin move, moves it out to the wing. Here's a 3 on its way. Marcus Carr around the rim. No good, but we do have a loose ball fall picked up by Baylor. Yes, I predicted Baylor in this one tonight. My prediction was 73-69. Not sure if it's going to get there depending on this score right now. I think we're going for like the 50s or the 60s. Inbound back to Texas. Another 3. Andrew Jones missed off the side of the rim. And that's not the matchup where Texas is going to have to head to. Baylor's a really good perimeter defense. They're going to have to get buckets inside in this game. Meyer off the ball screen. And we're going to have a reach and fall assessed to Texas, as that was on Bishop. What's good, Victoria? Welcome back in. Yeah, BYU's right on the cutoff line. I think if you're one of those teams in the cutoff line, you have to be really nervous. Memphis, Florida, Michigan, Indiana, Oregon, North Carolina, those teams in the cutoff line, because there's going to be bid thieves from these conferences that steal bids. Here's a three, comes up on his way, missed off the back rim, especially if they come from conferences like the OVC, because Murray State's going to get in no matter what. Murray State should be in. 10 minutes left to go. Texas with the ball by 3. Midway through the first, and it's a low-scoring game. Only 21 combined so far, and Texas travels with it. So Baylor comes up with it once again. Akinjo off to Brown, head off Meyer. Now Flagler. And Akinjo gets a touch once again. Akinjo on the outside, crossover. Swings it out to the corner. 3 on its way. And off the rim, missed by Sochan. Texas comes out with a defensive board. Yeah, good question. I think the big thing for UNC is how much they improve defensively for next year. Because if they return all those players, that's huge for them. But if the big question is, how do they step up defensively? $9:15 left to go in the first. Texas gets the inbounds. Attacking straight to the rim, drawing a foul. Haven't seen many opportunities today to get to the free throw line, but here we go with one coming up by Timmy Allen. And this will be the second trip to the line tonight by Texas. So Baylor hasn't even got to the free throw line yet. And Baylor usually attacks the paint. They've been struggling more so from 3 this season. Been a much better team inside the interior. First one good by Timmy Allen. Just multiple transfers make up this Texas team. Timmy Allen came from Utah. Marcus Carr came from Minnesota. Second free throw was good. Dylan DeSue over from Vanderbilt. Devin Askew from Kentucky. Avery Benson from Texas Tech. Christian Bishop from Creighton. Trey Mitchell from UMass. 9 minutes left to go in the first. Baylor's been on a 6-minute scoring drought almost. Looking for something here. Flagler moves it out off to Sochan. Sochan hands it off to Brown. He's had a couple opportunities at the rim. Off to the corner. 3 on its way. Missed. And Baylor's 1 for 7 from the perimeter. And Sochan couldn't come up with a defensive rebound. Gets ripped away from him. Texas playing some great battles so far in these 50-50 balls. Askew moves it over to Timmy Allen. Allen mid-block. Pass. Nice extra pass down low. Scores. Up and in. It's Andrew Jones. Good decision there by Timmy as Jones was wide open underneath the rim. 8-zip run by Texas last 6 minutes. Baylor still looking for something here. Akinjo on the outside. They've been going for a lot of threes. Haven't got to the rim in quite a bit. Flagler at the top takes a 3 straight away. Missed off the back rim. They're just cold from the outside. Offensive rebound. Sochan. Sochan attacks. Passes down low. Brown snags it. Goes back door and draws the foul. And now finally for Baylor, 8 minutes left to go in the first. They're going to head to the free throw line for the first time tonight. All right, looks like we're going to head to another TV timeout on the floor. 16-9, Texas leads. This is looking like this score is going for the 50s tonight, most likely in this game. Wow, that's big there. Baylor's possibly going to bring in number 2 recruit in the country next season. That's huge, man. Yeah, they've been getting carried away with the 3 ball. And just way too many threes so far that they just haven't been able to get into a rhythm on the outside. And Texas has had some struggles this season defending down low. I think they gave up a big game. I believe it was Gabe Osaboyan who had a big game for West Virginia in the last one. And Malik Curry, I saw, went off for West Virginia. Kansas State, Texas Tech. K-State's up by 2, 27-25. Kansas State will make things interesting if they do get a win tonight. That would be interesting there. They wouldn't be bracket eligible yet for Kansas State. Still a lot of work to do. They'd be 15-14. But they've got some pretty good wins for them. It's just when Big 12 play started, a lot of teams beat and banged upon each other, and Kansas State came in when the conference play started. They came at the very bottom. They had a lot of tough losses in the non-conference slate. But as far as Big 12 teams going to the tournament here, Kansas, Baylor, Texas Tech, Texas, TCU, what they've done, they should be able to get into the tournament for TCU. Big win against Texas Tech on Saturday. Iowa State 7-9 in the conference. Going to get interesting for Iowa State. I think right now they have enough to get in for Iowa State. They just can't drop the remaining part of their schedule. Every single game means something for the rest of the season here. Because I was really worried for Iowa State, because I had said for like weeks upon weeks, once the season got into like mid-January, I was like, yeah, I'm not even sure this team's going to make it in. And then Iowa's been helping them out a lot. Iowa's been getting red hot. Iowa State's won the last 4 in a row. So they won TCU, Oklahoma, West Virginia, Kansas State. Oklahoma's been taken way out of tournament contention. And then Iowa State has Oklahoma State and Baylor coming up on the schedule. So as long as they win one of those games, they should be able to make it in. That would put them at 21 wins. They would get to the tournament at 21-11, most likely. That should be enough because of the schedule that they had. So Baylor going to the free throw line. Both of them are good by Kendall Brown as he heads to the bench, and Baylor finally able to stop a 7-minute scoring drought. As the pass gets deflected out of bounds, Texas will get it back. 8 minutes left to go in the first. What's good, Tiptoe? Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, Arkansas just keeps on moving up. I thought they'd be higher than 14, though. I thought they could have had a really good chance to crack the top 10. But they only moved up 4. Baylor moved up 7 in the last ranking. Pump fake leads to a wide open 3 at the corner. And missed off the front rim was by Jace Fabrice of Texas. And we're going to have a loose ball fall picked up. And that will be Baylor's 6th. Yeah, heavy contact there. Dale Bonner was the one who slipped underneath a Texas player going down. Texas off the inbound, takes the jumper, missed at the right baseline by Timmy Allen. Baylor comes up with a defensive rebound. Top of the key, Akinjo. Akinjo passes down low, scores up and in off the backboard. That is 2 by Baylor by Flo Thamba. Thamba with all 4 points in the paint. He's been coming in strong lately and plays a Chamba Chatua, averaging 12 and 8 in the last 3 games. Left baseline, dribble Courtney Ramey. Moves it outside, Askew, extra pass, dangerous off to Fabrice. Cross court off to Ramey. Ramey dribbles at the left baseline. Down low, passes into the key. Askew moves it outside, here's a 3. Missed around the rim by Fabrice, back it goes to Baylor with a defensive board. Baylor with a chance to put it to a 1-point game with a made 2. We'll see if they attack. They kick out to the corner. Now dribble up into the key. Swings it out to the baseline. Sochan backs his way off of a double team. Low post, moves it outside. Extra ball feed. Akinjo off of a double team. Left block, Akinjo. Bounce pass corner. Intercepted. And Texas with a beautiful read. Picks off the steal. And then we're going to have a fall before midcourt. No, Baylor's going to force a tie-up, actually. Or they're going to say foul. Okay, so referees come together. They're going to say reach and foul by Baylor. So that's Baylor's 7th. So Baylor just picked up their 7th personal foul in the first half. We still have 6:42 left to go. And this is going to send Texas to the line. 1-1 bonus chase for Brace. And the first one he makes. Second shot's good. Texas by 5. Baylor held low percentage shooting. 5 for 16, 1 for 8 from 3-point range. 6.5 left to go in the first. Akinjo has it off of a double team. Moves it outside to Sochan. Sochan back out to Akinjo. Crossover at the top. Akinjo moves it out to Sochan. Dangerous pass, able to gather it though on the outside. Here's Sochan firing away from 3. And it's way too strong off the back rim. They're taking a lot of contested looks and not been able to convert on them. Jumper, mid-range. Texas missed off the mark. Offensive rebound pulled down by Dessou. Dessou shovels underneath Timmy Allen. Off of a double team, puts it up. First one no good. Second one, he draws the foul on. And it's going to be two shots coming up at the line by Timmy Allen of Texas. Both of these teams tough defensively, and it's been the defenses showing up here in the first half. And this is promising for Texas. Texas 5th defensively in the nation, but they have been struggling. Past couple of games, their defense, last 5 allowing opponents to around 73. But this season, cumulative season in total, Texas is allowing their opponents to 58.8 points per game. First shot missed off the mark by Timmy Allen. What's good, Jay Ramirez? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, it's been a while since I've covered Big 12. I know they've been playing a lot on like Monday nights usually. Second shot coming up and missed off the back rim by Allen. So Baylor gets the defensive rebound. I think Murray State's going to end up as like a 6 seed if I project. Here's a 3. That is good by Kendall Brown. So off of 2 missed free throws by Timmy Allen, Baylor able to trade that one with a 3 and put it to a 2-point game instead of a 7-point game if he made those 2 free throws. Texas has in the outside. Look who's pumped up here for the Texas game. Welcome in Vaughn in the stream. Lob over the top. Christian Bishop, explosive. Throws it down with a huge 2-handed flush. Marcus Carr gets the assist. Yeah, it's my first time covering Texas this season. And I haven't called Baylor in quite a bit. So good to be able to cover these teams because I know a lot of the Monday nights I usually had something in the past, but this Monday I was able to get a lot of my stuff done beforehand. Wide open in the corners, Meyer. He calls for it, receives it into the key. Nice extra pass down low, and a slam dunk traded, as that is Flo Thamba at the rim. He's got all 6 points at the rim tonight for Baylor. 4:45 left to go in the first. Top of the key, Courtney Ramey. Ramey defending the outside by Flagler. Ramey dribbles up, drives, stop and pop jumper, baseline. That's a tough shot there for 2. Now the scoring starting to get into it. 4:30 left to play before halftime. Baylor has the ball at Kinjo. Moves it out to Thamba. Thamba puts it into the hands to Flagler. Flagler moves it outside to Kinjo, launches a 3, and he missed off the back rim. Thamba got knocked down, no call. Texas comes out with a defensive rebound. Texas, dribble, kick, corner, 3, Fabrice, skipped around the rim and out, and tried to save it, but stepped out of bounds was Bishop. Hey, there we go. Vaughn's got his flag next to his name now, looks like. Yeah, I only see the country abbreviations. Because I think they can only see on mobile device. Or so on my laptop I can only see UA. Yep. Yeah, the SEC this year has been super competitive. It's not just Kentucky. Our Arkansas has been on a huge run lately, but some really good SEC teams. I'm trying to determine what teams are going to be in my bracket, but Big 12 historically faring well. They able to get a team to the Final Four on a constant basis last couple of years. As Baylor able to score, banks it up and through. It's Kendall Brown for 2, count it, and 1 coming up. Nice move to the bucket there by Brown. Put it up down inside the low post. Cuts it to a 2-point game. We're going to take a timeout. 3:49 left to go in the first half. Finally, scoring starting to pick up. Both these teams are on long droughts at one point. All right, if you guys are doing the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining tonight. Hit me up in the chat who you guys got if you like, and also feel free to vote in the poll. Who do you got in this one, Baylor or Texas tonight? And I also pinned to the chat if anybody's interested. Feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball NCAA Tournament Bracket Challenge for the group that I created. We're going to do the bracket once again on ESPN. But yeah, last year we had a ton of people join the bracket challenge. I think it was over 100. So if you haven't already done so, feel free to do that. I post the link out in the chat. It's pinned to the chat if anybody's interested. All you have to do, if you don't have an ESPN account already, just sign up for one, and then you can join the group and be a part of the bracket challenge. And when Selection Sunday comes out, you'll be able to fill out your brackets. Yeah, a bit. I wish I had the TV channel to cover the Big East games, because I go through Sling. But on my Sling subscription, I get ESPN and ESPN2. I actually don't get FS1 on my Sling subscription, which they put a ton of Big East games on FS1 and CBS Sports Network. They do. They also do Mountain West on CBS Sports Network as well. And Mountain West is having a really good season. There's some really good teams in the Big East. There hasn't been a great team from the Big East, though. They're more there's some teams that's really good as far as they're not offensively efficient teams out of the Big East, but they're more second chance offensive rebound, physical type of teams that they have. A bunch of upperclassmen in the conference. Oh yeah. So many crazy upsets. I think we're going to have a ton more this tournament. Oh, that's awesome. So, Jay Ramirez came from San Diego State there, yeah. Kawhi's alma mater. Yeah, I hope that Taiwan can win you some Olympic medals there, Vaughn. I know you're looking more for South Korea. Taiwan's pretty good in the Little League World Series. Usually the international teams have been really good. It's usually been like Japan, Hong Kong, I think, Chinese Taipei, I remember. Because it's been a while since international teams competed, because this past season, they just had the U.S. bracket. Yeah, Big 12, like, lately, they've been getting teams to the Final Four. Baylor National Champions 2021, Texas Tech 2019, Kansas 2018, Oklahoma 2016. And the bread and butter mentality of the conference for the Big 12, it's through defense. 3:15 left to go in the first. Baylor has it as Texas just got a bucket to go up by 4. Texas comes up with another steal. Trying to go coast to coast, and they do. For 2 more, it's Devin Askew. Baylor's much better than how they're playing right now. 11 points off of turnovers by Texas. Having a lot of miscues with these passes in this game. Meyer dribbling all around the perimeter. He is swarmed. Tries to get it off. He does to Kendall Brown. Takes the 3. Kendall Brown rains it. That's a big-time shot right there from the outside. Kendall Brown saving Baylor as he is up to 12 points. The number 2 scorer for Baylor, Flo Thamba's got 6, and then after that, Flagler's got 3. Akinjo just got his 4th assist of the game, but right now, Kendall Brown having a solid night. 4 for 5, 2 for 2 from the perimeter. He is the hot hand right now, number 2 for Baylor. Texas has it at the corner. 2:20 left to go. Ramey. Bounce pass top of the key. Timmy Allen. Allen defended by Sochan. Dribbles up to the free throw circle. Moves it outside to Carr. Carr takes the 3 straight away. Great contest there by Meyer. And Kendall Brown comes up with a defensive rebound. Jay Ramirez with a dono. Let's get that dono hype in the stream. Really appreciate it, brother. Thanks so much, man. You guys are awesome here. And indeed, sending my thoughts out to Ukraine. And hopefully these days will be much better coming ahead. Because it's scary out there. That's a great second chance bucket by Baylor. Matthew Meyer put back off the offensive rebounds. So it took Meyer to finally get on the board. Took him 18 and a half minutes to score. Texas with a jumper as they've gone cold. Ramey misses around the rim and out. Baylor comes out with a defensive rebounds. Off to Meyer. Meyer on the outside defended by Allen. Meyer thought about taking the 3, gives the pass off to Akinjo. Akinjo spin move, free throw circle. Dribbles back outside to the wing. Akinjo starts his dribble drive attack with a left hand. Scoop scores up and in off the window. James Akinjo takes the lead for Baylor. Nice move to the hole right there. 1:11 left to go. Timeout taken by Chris Beard on the court. And he's not happy what he saw as he's got some words there from Marcus Carr along the bench area. And speaking about Beard's former team that he had coached, they're looking good up at half right now. Texas Tech slow start, but Texas Tech leading 39-31 over Kansas State. Which country will I never visit besides the North Country? Probably the country that's causing a lot of problems right now. That country and Probably a country where you arrive in it and there's nothing to do there, or like you arrive out in the middle of nowhere, and you don't even know where you are. Like Western Sahara. That's like an actual country. The name of the country is Western Sahara. I don't think there's anything to do there. One-point game, 7-zip run by Baylor, last minute and 50. Texas with the ball. Dribbles up to the key. They move it outside to Askew. Askew turns the corner. Bounce pass underneath. Baylor's defense tough inside. They've got some spots open on the outside. Jumper deep two, and Devin Askew connects. So Devin Askew up to 6, 40 seconds left to go before half. Akinjo has it. They're going to slow it down. Towards his right, 10 on the shot clock, 29 left to go on the game clock. Sochan on the outside, 8 on the shot clock, spin move. Down the lane, nice up and under move, but he traveled with it. So Jeremy Sochan called for the travel, 23 seconds remaining. It's going to go back to Texas. Yeah, I've never been to Portugal, but my mom's side of the family came from the Azores. Yeah, a lot of the people that I work with, because I work in radio, and my the other people that work at the station, they're like a Portuguese-based station that works with us. Is Texas lost it. They get it back. 5 seconds remaining. Extra pass down the lane and gets the layup. Lucky bucket there by Texas to go up by 2. 1.3 seconds remaining. Andrew Jones went an extra pass off to Jace Fabrice and couldn't get luckier than that on the break. Karu lost it. Jones came up with it. Passed off to Fabrice, one man to beat, and got past Sochan. As Baylor thought that they came up with a steal, so they had come back trying to get on the fast break themselves, and they just couldn't recover the basketball. That's just 2 points right there that the luck factor played into it in the favor of Texas. Yeah, so I work with a ton of people that they got roots from Portugal, specifically the Azores. A bunch of people have like family out in the Azores. We've got like tons of people in my area that have roots out to Portugal. I know the further up you go in my state, because I'm out in Mass, the further up you get into like different areas. Like some people have like roots back in Ireland, especially like the south shore of Mass. I think like heading towards like Gillette Stadium, up towards like north towards Boston, but also like the south shore as well. More people towards Ireland, and then where my girlfriend lives, she's actually Armenian. They got like a big Armenian following out there where she lives. Is Baylor off the inbounds. Called on a turnover with 1.3 seconds remaining. Trying to go the length of the court. Referees are going to take a look at this right now at the review monitor. So they got 1.3 seconds left to go before half. It's gonna be Texas basketball, so Texas has another shot at it. So Texas getting a couple points with gifts here before halftime, just lucky buckets to go up. I actually didn't know that. Texas going to get the inbound underneath their hoop. 1.3 seconds remaining before halftime. Looking to pass it off Carr. Bounce pass down low. Puts one up. Rejected by the bottom part of the rim. And missing as we head into half. And that was Timmy Allen, who had a setup opportunity. Got past two defenders but couldn't score. So we go into halftime, 30-27, Texas by 3. And a great game between these two teams. Ben, welcome to the stream. I'm from Massachusetts, where I am. Yeah, we have a ton of people out for the Philippines, specifically like Lakers fans I know that come into those streams that I do them. Great first half. Defensive type of battle. At one point, it looked like we were going to go for the 40s or 50s for the final score. Scoring started to pick up, though. Kendall Brown really helping out Baylor here. He's got 12 points leading the way. Texas, they're splitting it basically between everybody in this game. Texas got 7 separate scores so far. Top 2 players, both with 7 points. Marcus Carr and Jace Fabrice. What's good, Brian? Welcome back in, man. So just at halftime, Baylor's being hurt in this game by the turnovers right now. It's resulted in 11 points off of turnovers by Texas, and that's been a big difference maker. Baylor, both of these teams struggling from 3. Baylor 3 for 12, Texas 2 for 11. But both haven't shot the ball that well from 3 this season. Baylor much better 2-point shooting team than what they are from 3 this year, because last year they were all about their 3-point shooting. They still move the ball really well. They thrive upon steals as well for Baylor, but they just haven't been able to go on a break that much in this game. Hey, thanks so much, Jay Ramirez. Appreciate it, man. 8 turnovers in the first half by Baylor. That's been the big struggle point. Seems like they've been out of sync. San Diego State, Wyoming. This game's going on right now. San Diego State leading 44-37. That's a road game against Wyoming as they're going to start the second half. We'll keep you guys posted with that score. Texas Tech leads at halftime over Kansas State 39-31. If you guys are doing the stream here, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and feel free to vote in that poll if you haven't already done so. I'll release the poll results in a couple minutes from now. And feel free to join in tomorrow. I'll be covering Celtics against Hawks at 7:30 Eastern. So that's my stream I'll be doing for tomorrow. So it looks like Vaughn was watching women's college golf today. Saw Texas women's golfer wearing a mask while playing. That's quite shocking. Yeah, today was the first day in school that the students came back to the classroom, and in my state they didn't need to wear them. Yeah, I saw the numbers been dropping off like crazy lately. It's good that like no teams are having like trouble with this now, because 2 months ago that was rough. Where like teams had to like I remember the NBA had to have like players get called up on 10-day contracts to play games. Weather's not been too well lately. Yeah, today was like 10 degrees in the morning. It's been quite cold. We got a snowstorm on Friday, and then Friday night into Saturday, the whole thing just like froze up. So we've got snow on the ground, but it's basically the snow's turned into ice at this point. So if people didn't like plow their driveways or shovel their walkways, yeah, they're in for a tough going on right now, because all that snow basically turned into ice, because you can just walk on top of the snow. Like you don't sink in or anything, because it's been that cold lately where I am. Yeah, it's failed to reach 30 quite a bit. Yeah, Baylor lost a couple players to the draft. Davion Mitchell, that was the biggest name. So Davion Mitchell, he was huge last year in the tournament. So he was like the main point guard for Baylor. Jared Butler went to the draft. And then Mark Vital, he was massive. He was just like a full grown man in that title game against Gonzaga. He actually played. I think he was on the practice squad for the Kansas City Chiefs for the NFL. Yes, I think Baylor's gonna wake up in this one. My prediction was 73-69. It's probably gonna go a little bit more under that though. It could be like 63-59. It might be like 10 points under that, based on the rate, because both of these defenses have shown up. Wow, John Morant, 41 points. Celtics also playing the Grizzlies this week. I saw they put it onto national TV on Thursday, but Grizzlies looking good. Lead the Spurs 106-99. The Bucks beating the Hornets 113-81. Kings lead the Thunder 114-103. Games that's gone final tonight from the NBA. T-Wolves beat the Cavs 127-122. Magic over the Pacers 119-103. Scotty Barnes, huge game, 28-16 for the Raptors. Destroy the Nets 133-97. And the Heat pulling off a big victory over the Bulls tonight, 112-99. Yeah, Maceo Teague. Yeah, good question. I'd probably take the Big 12, because they've got a bunch of athletes in this conference. And yeah, Texas Tech is a prime example of that. Texas Tech is such a tough team. Baylor's got a bunch of athletes on their team. Big East has got some really physical teams. Providence and UConn are two big examples there. SEC is full of shooters. They got scoring killers in that conference. That those players go and get buckets. Arkansas has what should be an All-American guard with J.D. Note. He needs to get like in national conversation, and he put his name out there to be known against Kentucky. He should be in the conversation. Definitely an SEC first teamer for him, but they just haven't been able to get like recognition. Enough recognition, which they're the most improved team right now in the nation for Arkansas. They're on a massive win streak. The last loss they had, they only lost by one. and it's basically Jalen Williams has been incredible. What Justin Smith was last year, he's been filling that void there, and Smith took them all the way to the Elite Eight. And Jalen Williams has been phenomenal. JD Note is a lights out elite scorer. Like he needs to go first round. And I don't know how other people are noticing about it, because there's very little talk about like Note. Do I know a song called "Burning Up Fire"? That title sounds familiar, but I can't picture it. So North Carolina, they saved their season tonight. So UNC still in the bracket, big win over Syracuse. Final score was 88-79. That game went into overtime. Iowa has just won over Northwestern, 82-61. Keegan Murray, one of the top players. He's gonna be All-American. Looks like first team All-American for Keegan Murray. Iowa's been making some noise lately. Because it's been a while, because we weren't sure like if Iowa, because they hadn't beat legit teams. They're now on a 4-game winning streak. They won their last 7 out of 8 for Iowa. Good for them. They won a road game at Ohio State by 13 points. Really good for them. I'm not high on Ohio State at all. I think they get out first round, in my opinion. I think there's a good amount of teams that might match up with them come Selection Sunday. Be in that bracket. North Texas, Vermont. Let's see some of the 12 seeds. Jerry Palm's got Vermont as a 14. Vermont's got 9 seniors on the team. Iona's been in 12s all throughout the year, basically. South Dakota State, they got a bunch of shooters on their team. Best 3-point shooting team nationally. Yeah, I think any of those could pose a problem possibly to specifically Ohio State if they match up against them. So Ohio State's not really like guard oriented as far as their team. They came off a big win, and then they followed it up with a bad loss against Maryland. So we're going to close out the poll tonight. Thanks all for voting on the poll. It looks like Baylor took it 74-28. Yeah, it should be a really good game. When I saw this on the schedule, I'm like, yeah, this one's going to be good, because Texas has been really solid at home this year, 16-2. So yeah, in a couple minutes we'll get back to action here, second half. A really good game. Baylor has made a lot of like mental mistakes. I think that they if they avoid, they'd have the lead right now. Texas has got 11 points off of turnovers. Baylor's only got 2 so far. What's good, Gilly Illy? Welcome to stream, man. Yeah, Baylor beat Texas first time around by 17. It was 80-63. These two teams met up against each other. That was back on February 12th. Gilly going for Texas tonight. Yeah, Texas defense showing up. Yeah, that's been the strong part of this Longhorns team this year. They don't have like that one like player that can like pop off, because they got so many transfers in the offseason that everything just balanced out between everyone. Because they basically have like everybody taking like equal amount of shots so far. Like nobody's been able to like keep on getting fed the ball. I'm actually shocked that Texas turned into like a defensive type of team, even though that's the identity though of Chris Beard. But he took like a bunch of guys that were more like offensive minded type of players that were putting up big numbers at their last college, and he just transformed them to be one of the top defenses this year. Like last year, I think Timmy Allen was putting up like 17 points per game for Utah. Marcus Carr was putting up like 24 for a while for Minnesota. I think it dropped down to like 19 or 20 at the end of the year, though. Because he was in like the scoring conversation, but he was basically doing everything last year for Minnesota. And then Trey Mitchell, he's not playing tonight, but he was putting up, I think, like 17-9 at UMass last year. But bigger jump to the Big 12. As we get back to action, second half on its way here. Texas gets the ball first. At the right baseline, Longhorns float up a runner, and they score. Andrew Jones right out of the gate here puts Texas up by 5. Baylor first possession in the second half. They go left to right in the court. Kendall Brown, top scorer with 12, passes off the back door, roll down, puts it up and missed the first one. Second chance, had the rebound as we have a loose ball fall picked up. It's on Texas and Flo Thamba. It was down to the battle down low. Thamba, nice recovery with the offensive board, and then he got stripped and followed underneath. So Baylor's going to get the offensive rebound, or offensive inbound coming up here. Giving it out to the top of the key, Flagler. Bounce pass wide open to Akinjo. First open look at the night for Baylor from the perimeter, and Akinjo drills it. Yeah, they've been forcing up more of their threes tonight, but that was a clean look, and Akinjo wide open, able to get the ball off the double. Jumper at the baseline. It's good by Ramey. So they settle for 2 baseline jumpers. Courtney Ramey's got 4. First minute through the second half, Baylor has it. Bounce pass. Ooh, that was almost stolen away. Akinjo able to pick it up, though. Moves it off to Meyer. Meyer been quiet tonight. Meyer passes off to Flagler. Dribbles, attacks. Moves it out to the wing. Deflected out of bounds. And lucky for Baylor, they're going to keep the ball. That could have resulted in a turnover. It was poked out by a Texas player from behind. Lucky there that Baylor will keep it. But that's been the nightmare for this Baylor team tonight. It's been turnovers. 8 total turnovers in the first half. Texas is 16 on Saturday against West Virginia, who had just 8. Kendall Brown inside the key. Got it blocked out of bounds. That is Bishop who comes up with a block rejecting Kendall Brown. 18.5 left to go in the second. 3 in the shot clock. Looking for something quick for Baylor. They got to realize that they get an open jumper. Nice job to hit it. Flo Thamba had the defender just completely lose him. That should have been a contested 2. Thamba off the dribble. Shake and bake, and he drills it. Texas with it. They move it out to the wing. Outside. Ramey passes off to Andrew Jones. Jones towards his left, defended by Meyer. Pump fake. Passes to the free throw circle. Ball gets bobbled. Meyer looking to force the tie. He almost did. Deflected, active hands. Picked up though on the outside by Jones. Dribbles into the key. Pro hop. Left hand. Scoop, scores. Tough shot. And he lays it up and in. Andrew Jones up to 6. I took Baylor in this one by 4 points. Welcome in King Jacob on the stream. Thanks so much for joining in once again, man. We got a great game going on. 17:40 left to go. Baylor down by 4. Flagler, bounce pass off to Akinjo. Just made a wide open 3 a couple possessions ago. Akinjo at the top. Dribbles, drives, down the lane. Dribbles back outside to the wing. Akinjo towards his right around the perimeter. Swings it out over. Here's a tough shot by Flagler, and he missed off the back rim too strong. That's a forced up 3 ball that should not have been attempted. Wide open 3, defender losing Andrew Jones, and for Baylor, they are lucky. They get the ball right back. 17 minutes left to go, approaching the mark. Akinjo attacking, dump off, down the roll down. Thamba missed it, gets his own rebound back. Thamba down low, and gets fouled. Flo Thamba going to go to the free throw line, shoot 2. Clock will stop. Around 17 minutes left to play. If you guys are new in the stream tonight, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Big battle inside Texas tonight for this one. Baylor and Texas, and a really good matchup. Hit me up in the chat who you guys got in this one. Flo Thamba, just a 58% free throw shooter. First one he makes, though. And Baylor tonight is at the line is 3 for 4. So Baylor's been struggling with their free throws all season long, around the 300 mark when it comes to free throws this season. Second one, good. Wow, Thamba, those are 2 big points that he just made. Under 17 minutes remain. Texas has the ball. Cross-court pass to Ramey. Bounce pass at the elbow. It's off to Timmy Allen. Allen, mid-block, forces up the jump shot, rattles in, count it, and 1 by Timmy Allen. So he's going to head to the free throw line. That's a big-time shot right there. Timmy Allen, top scorer for the Longhorns this season, putting up over 12 points per game. Rising right over Flagler and knocking down the shot. Bill, welcome in, man. Wow, huge game for Ja tonight. Thanks so much for the update there, bud. Yeah, 52 points for John Morant. Grizzlies knock off the Spurs 118-105. Free throw is good by Timmy Allen, so it's a 5-point Texas lead. Nate, welcome on the stream. Warren, welcome back in. Glad to have you guys back in tonight. Still a lot of game left to go. 16:30 left to go remaining. Baylor with the ball. Kendall Brown puts in the hands of Meyer. Right baseline dribble. Meyer off a double team. And Texas reaches in. Reaching committed by Courtney Ramey. So let's see what we got for foul trouble numbers tonight. 2 each by Timmy Allen, Christian Bishop, and Andrew Jones. And then for Baylor, a little bit more foul trouble numbers for them. 3 fouls picked by Flagler, 2 each by Thamba and Kendall Brown. Here's a jumper, and that is good right through the pipe for a 3 ball by Adam Flagler. So he sat throughout the second stage of the first half with 3 fouls in the first half, but Flagler with a huge 3. That's his 219th career-made 3. Baylor goes on the break off the defensive rebound. Akinjo at the top. 16 minutes left to go. Akinjo attacks, dribbles down the lane. It gets blocked. They're able to get it up again. Meyer missed the shot. Battle for the rebound. Poke loose out of bounds. Who's going to have it last? It's going to be Baylor ball. Baylor showing some fight out here right now. Trailing by 2. They're going to have it back underneath. Yeah, I predict Baylor by 4 in this one. So I'd take the Baylor 3.5. Yeah, glad to have you back in, Warren. Hope all is going well and stuff like that would work. I hear you there, man. Especially now. I bet the restaurant business it's crazy. Because I went up to Maine a couple weeks ago. They didn't have any help whatsoever. it was like, I think we were in line for like 20, 30 minutes just for like Wendy's there, because they didn't have like any indoor dining. Everything was drive-through only up in Maine. Like, I couldn't believe it, because where I'm from in Mass, it takes like 5 minutes to go through the drive-through and you're fine. Like, you could go either from the drive-through or go inside, but yeah, when I went up to Portland a few weeks ago, it took forever to get food. None of the restaurants were open. It was all like drive-through only. So right now we're just in the timeout. I have that link pinned to the chat. Feel free to check it out if you guys would like. Feel free to be a part of the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge over on ESPN, as that link is pinned to the chat. And when Selection Sunday comes, the bracket will be announced, and then after that, you can fill out your bracket over on the ESPN Bracket Challenge site and join the group if you guys would like. And that link is pinned to the chat if anybody's interested in joining our bracket group we got. Yeah, that's right. Mikuluk in the NBA. Man. Texas Tech leading Kansas State 48-43. San Diego State looking good. They lead Wyoming 54-45. Hey, best of luck to you, Sheik. What's good, Degenerate Fish? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Taking Baylor tonight. Hit me up in the chat who you guys got in this one. Baylor or Texas? Been a great game between these two teams tonight. Texas has held on throughout this lead, basically a majority of this matchup. Texas led by 7 at one point. Baylor's largest lead is 3. The problem spot for Baylor has been the turnovers. Baylor with 8 total turnovers in the first half. They've yet to turn it over so far in the first 4 minutes and 5 seconds of the second half. Yeah, I hope they can get over the hump and win a tournament game this year, because usually San Diego State's like the favored team, like going into like the bracket. They're like a favored seed, like a 6 or a 7 or an 8, and then they struggle in the first round game that they play. Yeah, last year they were disappointing. I remember Syracuse torched them last year. That's been a struggle in the Mountain West. It seems like Boise State has been in the tournament, but I don't think they've been in the tournament in a long time. I think the last appearance was back in 2012 with Boise State. It's been that long. It's crazy that it's been that long. 15:45 left to go as we get back to action. The Kinjo creates space, takes a 3, missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound, Thamba. Bounce pass over to the top. Here's a 3 on its way. Splash, it's through. That is Adam Flagler making a huge impact in the second half, coming back into this game. He had 3 quick falls in the first half, but Flagler just made his third 3, and he's the second Bear, up to double figures now with 10. Kendall Brown with 12. Extra pass to the corner, 3 on his way. Andrew Jones missed off the rim, deflected out of bounds, and this last touch by Texas. Yeah, I saw they were like borderline, like in or out for San Diego State there. That would get them into the bracket tonight with a win over Wyoming. Baylor with the ball. They take it past half court with a Kinjo, approaching the 15-minute mark left to play. Baylor starting to knock down some perimeter shots here in the second half. Brown moves it outside to a Kinjo. Akinjo made a 3 in the second half earlier. Crossover, dribbles inside the paint. Akinjo scoops it out to the corner. Here's a 3 on its way. Sochan missed off the back rim, deflected out by Thamba. And this will be Texas ball. So 14:49 left to play. Texas will have it back. But Adam Flagler, huge X factor here, making 3 threes. He's made half of Baylor's 3s so far. They're just 6 for 17 from the perimeter. Texas struggling, though. 15% from the outside for Texas at 2 for 13. The Longhorns have possession. Timmy Allen, top of the key. He's defended by Flagler. Moves it out over to the wing. 3 again jacked up, and Marcus Carr hits it. 2-point lead for Texas. Chris, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Yeah, things going pretty well. Yeah, my actual job, I work full time. I work in production and radio, doing like a ton of audio stuff and commercial things like that. If you guys enjoy the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Glad to have you guys in tonight. Little floater inside the key. Akinjo getting to the rim no matter what. Floats up the runner, and he banks it home. 42 all. 9 points now for the point guard. Pump fake, corner 3. Andrew Jones is way off, and Akinjo scoops up the defensive rebound. Here he goes in the break, pushing it. Akinjo, extra pass, Sochan down the lane. Huge block by Texas, but it wasn't clean. And it's going to be 2 shots coming up by Sochan at the line for Baylor. This has been a great game tonight. 13:53 left to go. What's good, OG? Welcome to the stream once again, man. 42 all. Couple players for Baylor starting to take over between Adam Flagler and James Akinjo in 9. And most of those points in the second half. First one by Sochan is good, and Baylor captures the lead again. So 58% on the season at the free throw line, and Baylor starting to make their free throws tonight. Chenard, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in. Second one, that was halfway down, and around the rim it went and out. So 5 for 7 right now by Baylor at free throws. Texas tonight is 5 for 9. So difference there. And the game comes down to 2 missed free throws by Texas. Timmy Allen struggling. Or he was earlier. Timmy Allen's 3 for 5 right now at free throws. And then Christian Bishop's yet to make a free throw, 0 for 2. I think it's coming down to free throws made tonight. Texas Tech, Kansas State, that game's close as well. 50-50 with 11:20 left to go. And that game's at Texas Tech. No excuse for that. I thought Texas Tech would be blowing them out. Pump fake. Driving to the bucket, floating it up and scoring off the glass is Timmy Allen. Texas out in front by 1. Baylor with the ball. Akinjo dribbling up, moves it outside. Flagler, open look, takes the 3, splash. That's his 4th made 3 of the night. Adam Flagler up to 12. The 3s are outweighing the 2s now in the second half. 19-14, Baylor advantage in half number 2. Adam Flagler just made his 3rd 3 in the second half, and we're just past the 7-minute mark in the second half with under 13 minutes left to go. I predicted Baylor by 4. My score prediction was 73-69. It looks like it's going to go under that, though. Texas moves it outside. Here's a deep range 3, and off the rim, missed by Jace for Brace. Battle for the rebound. Baylor looking for a tie-up to force. Meyer was in there as he forces the tie-up, and this will be Baylor possession. 50-50 balls. Baylor able to do it right now. And the Bears actually got called. They got away with a call. That was Jeremy Sochan with a huge pick set at midcourt. And the referee said play on. Not going to call that an offensive foul. Wow, and that was on the possession that Flagler made the 3. Akinjo dribbles. Backs his way, mid-block Akinjo inside the key, pump fake, looking for a turnaround, jump off, Sochan, missed off the back rim, battle for the rebound, back off to Akinjo. Akinjo at the top will slow it down. 12:10 left to go, and the clock will stop here as we have a fall away from the ball. 46-44, official review is going to be on this call. Okay, so they're going to, the referees have stopped time. And now they're going to say play on. It looks like substitutes come into the game for both of these teams. Meyer and Thamba going to head out of the game, head to the bench, as Dale Bonner going to check in now for Baylor. So it's Akinjo, Brown, Bonner, Adam Flagler, and Sochan. Sochan, pass underneath to Brown. Brown gives it out to the corner. 3 on its way. Bonner missed off the back rim, and Texas comes out with a defensive rebound. And Kendall Brown gets called in a loose ball foul, trying to go up for the rebound, reaching in. So clock will stop with 11:57. Really good game right now. We're going to take a media timeout on the floor here. 46-44. It's Baylor by 2. Great game at the top of the Big 12. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining tonight on the channel here. Tomorrow night, I plan on being back for Celtics against Hawks tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern time. So if you guys are interested, feel free to join in. Right now for Baylor, 3 players in double figures, 12 points each by Kendall Brown and Adam Flagler. Flagler coming alive second half, making 3 3-point shots, 4 total in the game. 10 points by Flo Thama, doing all of his work at the rim. He's got 10 and 5 rebounds, as he's been a huge part of this team in place of Jonathan Chambwa-Chatua out for the rest of the season. Texas top scorer, 10 points by Marcus Carr, 7 points each by Timmy Allen and Jace Fabrice off the bench. Right now, Texas Tech, Kansas State. That game's tied up at 55. San Diego State leading Wyoming 58-54. That's a road game for San Diego State. And right now, why Baylor's up is because they've been able to outshoot Texas, specifically from the perimeter, in the second half right now, getting hot from the outside. Baylor 7 for 19, 37% from 3. Texas has been held to 18% tonight from 3-point range, 3 for 16. And Baylor leading the rebound advantage, +6, 27-21 on the glass. Specifically, Baylor's a really good offensive rebounding team. Texas has struggled with defensive rebounds. And Texas, without tonight, Trey Mitchell, their transfer big man. So they've been hanging in there, but Baylor been able to battle more so for 50-50 balls, force tie-ups, and started to take control in this game lately for the Bears, outscoring Texas second half 19-14. And Adam Flagler's been huge. He's been huge here in the second half. Him and Akinjo. Akinjo made a wide open 3 at one point. And now that was the best look all game that they had. So John Morant, so that 52 points that John Morant scored, that's a franchise record. So that's a career high by John Morant. 52 points in the franchise record by the Grizzlies. That's incredible. If anybody's interested, feel free to join in the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group that we have going on. That link is pinned to the chat if anybody's interested. I'll keep that link in the chat pinned all the way through Selection Sunday leading up to the March Madness tournament. If the season ended today, Kansas would be the 1 seed. Baylor would be the 2. The matchup against Kansas State. Right now, Kansas State taking on Texas Tech in a close game, as Kansas State is taking the lead 57-55 at Texas Tech. K-State still a lot of work to do to get into the bracket. They're basically going to have to win the Big 12 to do so. They'd have to win the Big 12 tournament, because K-State right now is 14-14, 6-10 in the conference. Yeah, they got a ton of work to do. I know they've been beating some good teams, but the non-conference losses they have really just have been hurting them. And Baylor without L.J. Cryer, their number 2 scorer, so he's still got that walking boot on his right foot. Texas had it up the court. They just drew the foul, so Texas will head to the free throw line coming up, shooting 2. As we're back from the timeout, 11:45 left to go. First shot at the line, missed by Timmy Allen. And Timmy Allen now just 50% tonight, 3 for 6 shooting at the free throw line. Second shot by Allen, that's good, and cuts it to a 1-point game. Baylor has possession, 11:35 left to go. Akinjo Dribbles past midcourt. Hands it off to Flagler. Akinjo, Flagler, Bonner, Meyer, and Sochan. That's the 5 in the court for Baylor. Sochan backs his way off a double team pressure forced by Texas, and Texas try to force a steal, and they'll get a tie-up, and this will be Texas possession. So they do force a turnover. Courtney Ramey, Brock Cunningham right in there forcing the tie-up down in the low post by Sochan. So it's 11:24 left to play. Texas will have possession. Both teams with 4 total personal fouls in the second half. Devin Askew brings up the court now for Texas. They got Askew, Bishop, Timmy Allen, Jace Fabrice. Allen rises for the jumper, missed off the back rim, and Courtney Ramey, 5th player in the court. Akinjo comes out with a defensive rebound. I got Arkansas there on Wednesday night. I like the Hogs in that matchup. LSU falls a ton. And Arkansas heads to the free throw line a bunch. Akinjo moves it outside to Flagler. Flagler now inside the key. Floats it up, gets blocked from behind. Huge defensive play. Jace Fabrice in there, but the ball got knocked out of bounds by Texas as they had the opportunity to pick up the ball underneath the hoop, and they lost it out of bounds. Great defensive play from behind by Fabrice. Knocked it out of Flagler's hands inside the key, and then Texas tried to track it down, and they couldn't get to it. Baylor will get the inbound. 10:48 left to go. Flo Thamba checks right back into the game for the Bears, as Dale Bonner will head now to the bench. So Baylor starts to go bigger with their lineup. Meyer at the top of the key. Meyer, spin move, dribbles into the key, tries to take it all himself. And Meyer will draw a reach-in foul. And that'll be team foul number 5, picked up by Texas. Yeah, Kansas State's had some opportunities. They had lost against Arkansas, lost against Illinois, lost by 1 against Marquette. They played a pretty tough non-conference schedule there compared to other teams. Rising for the jumper to baseline. That's good by Adam Flagler. Flagler has opened up the scoring here in the second half. He's got 14 points now, the top scorer for Baylor. Here's a steal by Meyer. Down the near side, 2-on-1 fast break, pass off to Akinjo, and Akinjo gets absolutely clobbered as he's going to head to the free throw line and shoot 2. Texas picks up their 6th personal foul in the second half, and that blocking foul gets charged to Devin Askew. So Devin Askew now will head towards the bench. 2 shots coming up for Akinjo of Baylor. And the referees are taking a look at this foul call right now, as that was a hard contact. Big blocking foul there. Tons of contact by Devin Askew. That was a hard foul. Yeah, looking at Kansas State, they have no bad losses. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of their losses are against tournament teams. They're 14-14. Actually, they do have 1 bad loss. They got Ole Miss. That's the crusher. They lost in the SEC Big 12 Challenge to Ole Miss. That one stings. Solid game once again by James Akinjo. 9.7 assists. Made a big 3 early second half. And Akinjo now going to the free throw line. 2 shots, Baylor by 3. And first one's good. Kansas State leading Texas Tech by 1, 59-58 with 7:11 left to play in the second. And San Diego State still up over Wyoming under 6 minutes left to go, 61-57. We still have 10-16 remaining. Second shot by Akinjo, he misses. and it results in a defensive rebound pulled down by Texas by Fabrice. Approaching the 10-minute mark left to go. Texas with the ball down by 4. Right baseline dribble. Has an opening. Puts it up and draws the foul. As this will send Courtney Ramey to the free throw line. Really good game. Competitive all throughout tonight. It's been a tough, gritty, physical type of matchup. Courtney Ramey, 75% at the free throw line. Yeah, 7-11 like the store. So that's the time remaining in that Kansas State-Texas Tech game with 7 minutes, 11 seconds left to go. First one good for Ramey of Texas. Yeah, man, I was shocked that they weren't top 10 by now. I can't believe they only moved up 4 spots. Second one is good. $10 left to play. Baylor by 2. Texas has committed 6 personal fouls second half. Baylor with 5. It's Flagler who takes up the court. Flagler crossover at the top. Dribbles, attacks right down the lane. That's a huge defensive play by Texas as they deny Flagler. Body's coming down right below the hoop. No call, and Baylor will get back to basketball. On the backside defense, that is Christian Bishop, who gets a huge deny right there, denying the layup attempt by Flagler. Flagler leading the way for Baylor with 14. 4 players in double figures, 12 by Kendall Brown, 10 each by Thamba and Akinjo. And Thamba's got 5 rebounds. Akinjo inbounds it off to the edge of the logo to Meyer. Meyer having a rough game, just 2 points, 1 for 5 shooting. Handoff to Akinjo, takes a deep range 3. Oh, he hits it. James Akinjo, count the 3, and a foul as well, away from the basketball picked up by Texas. So this should be one shot coming up at the free throw line, because that's Texas's 7th. That was a hard fall too. Flo Thamba went down. Thamba got pushed to the hardwood, and Timmy Allen the one who picked up the fall away from the ball. So that is team foul number 7 by Texas. Second made 3, both of them at the same place. Top of the key by James Akinjo. And the free throw no good, off the mark. Missed by Thamba. Underneath the hoop, Texas missed the first one. Gets the tip in though with Bishop. Tough bucket there. 9:20 left to go in the second. Bishop up to 6.6 rebounds. What a game we have. Akinjo will slow it down. Akinjo has Flagler open off the screen. And it's going to be a turnover by Baylor. Scott Drew right there, unhappy about the call. Flo Thamba gets called for the offensive foul, sending the screen. It just opened up a wide open Flagler. Yeah, referees thought that Thamba was moving right there in the area. 9 minutes left to play, approaching the mark. Texas with it down by 3. Marcus Carr floats it up over the top, looking for Bishop. Missed alley-oop opportunity. Gets his own rebound back. Double team. Puts it up. Rejected over the cylinder. That should be a goaltend. It went over the cylinder. And the shot was altered by Baylor. Baylor pleading the case that, yeah, they're going to count the basket. Scott Drew cannot believe that right now. That's on Socha. That was clearly over the cylinder, though. He touched it. That's over the cylinder rolling around. That's a goaltend by Sochan. I know he's trying to clear it off the rim. So that's 2 points by Texas. 52-51. Baylor will take a timeout. 8:50 left to go. And man, this has been a huge game. Big stakes for this one. Got a dude with a banana suit costume at this game right now out in Austin. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. We got a great matchup here tonight. It's been close all throughout the night. No one is led by double digits. 7-point lead, largest lead by Texas. 5-point lead, largest lead by Baylor. Kansas State leading Texas Tech 61-60. That game is close too with under 6 minutes left to play. Another close game, San Diego State leading Wyoming 64-61 with under 3.5 minutes left to go. So 2 great other games going on at the moment as well. Got a lot of great basketball here. Difference maker second half here. Baylor is red hot from 3. 8 made threes, 40% from the perimeter. Texas is only 19% from 3 at 3 for 16. Texas staying in this game because points off of turnovers. They had 11 points off of turnovers in the first half, and Baylor's created quite a bit of miscues. That's uncharacteristic of them. 10 turnovers by Baylor, 6 by Texas tonight. Could come down to free throws. Both of these teams low 60s at free throws right now. Baylor 6 for 10, Texas 8 for 13. At every point matters. Yeah, Texas Tech's going to have to break out for you, man. They're in a close game right now. And I thought they beat Kansas State by quite a bit. It's looking like they're going to have to squeak it out most likely. And that Kansas State Texas Tech game's tied up at 63. We have 8:50 left to go. So welcome in Julia on the stream. So 8 minutes, 50 seconds left to play. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much for joining tonight, being a part here on the channel. I cover basketball games, play-by-play, college hoops, also NBA games as well. Tomorrow night, I plan on being back covering the Celtics against the Hawks tomorrow night, so feel free to join in if you guys would like. Vaughn's taking Texas in this one. Let me know out in the chat who you guys got in this game, Texas or Baylor. Let's see, Texas Tech they were a 13-point favorite tonight over Kansas State. Texas Tech's been playing lights out on their home court. And here they are in a tie game with under 5 minutes left to go against K-State. Brody, welcome to the stream, man. I would go with Arkansas right now. Arkansas has been playing lights out. So we got back to action. 8:50 left to go. 1 point lead by Baylor. Baylor gets the ball. Akinjo dribbles, attacks, straight down the lane, moves it out to the top. Dale Bonner floats it up and missed off the glass, tipped around. Texas comes up with a defensive rebound with Andrew Jones. 8:30 left to go. Texas going to slow down the ball. Marcus Carr has it at the top of the key. He's defended by Akinjo. Bounce pass on the outside for Brace. Moves it off to Ramey. Ramey dribbles towards his left in the perimeter, defended by Bonner. Moves it over to Carr. 8 on the shot clock. 8:10 left to go on the game clock. Carr off of a double team. Dribbles away from the rim. Takes a deep range 3. Missed off the mark, and Texas is stone cold from 3-point range in this game. They are 3 for 17 from behind the arc. 1 for 6 in the second half. Baylor's made 5 threes in the second half, and then Baylor turns it over. That's been a nightmare tonight for Baylor. That's their 11th turnover. Texas with a steal in the key. Longhorns have it back. At the mid-block, Ramey is off of a double team. Swings it cross-court. Andrew Jones, wide open 3. Too strong. Offensive opportunity for the rebound, and Christian Bishop gets stripped of it. Baylor comes back with a steal. Flagler. Jumper. Fade away. Off the mark. Miss. Battle for the rebound. Back to Texas. 7:25 left to go. Eurostep lost the handle. Flagler picks up the steal from behind. Here goes Baylor. He had Sochan in the break right behind and didn't see him up the court. Flagler will slow it down. What a game we have right now. 7:10 left to go. Now it's off to Akinjo. Akinjo at the edge of the Texas logo. 15 on the shot clock. Akinjo almost lost the handle. Gets it over to Thamba. Back outside to Akinjo. Akinjo, 7 minutes left to go. 5 on the shot clock. Akinjo dribbles. Nice dump off. Missed the slam dunk, but got fouled. And this will send 2 shots coming up at the free throw line by Flo Thamba for Baylor. Incredible pass right there by James Akinjo through traffic. Thamba coming up to shoot 2 free throws. Baylor by 1. As we are under 7 minutes left to play here. Great game. I'm gonna stay with my 4-point Baylor prediction to win this game. So I will say yes there, Terrell. So I'll keep that with Baylor to cover 3.5. Yeah, Baylor was playing Kansas close all throughout the game on Saturday, and then last minute or so, Baylor just broke out. Yeah, that's been a Texas nightmare. Shooting the threes tonight for Texas right now. 3 for 18, 17% from 3. The number just keeps on going down and down and down. They keep on attempting shots away from the basket, and that's a no-no against this Baylor type of team. Baylor's got all perimeter defenders. They just get right up into you. They defend so well on the outside. Yeah, Baylor's been able to win some close games lately. That 10-point victory on Saturday, that wasn't indicative of a 10-point victory. That was close all throughout against Kansas. Actually, Baylor was down by a bunch early. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining tonight, being a part here on the channel. If anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is now pinned to the chat, as the brackets will open on Selection Sunday when the teams are announced for the March Madness tournament. Last year, we had over 100 people join the Bracket Challenge group, so if you guys are interested, that link is pinned to the chat. Feel free to just create an ESPN account, and then you join the group, and then when Selection Sunday comes, you'll have a chance to fill out your brackets after that, leading up to the tournament. Baylor with 4 players in double figures. Adam Flagler, 14 points. He has been huge in the second half here. He's made 3 threes in the second half, 4 total in the game by Flagler. And then 13 points by James Akinjo, 7 assists, 7 rebounds by Akinjo, 12 points by Kendall Brown. Flo Thamba's got 10 points and 5 rebounds. 4 players in double figures for Baylor. Texas with only 1 player tonight scoring double figures. That is Marcus Carr with 10. And when we get back to action, we'll have 6 minutes and 55 seconds left to play. Quick update here. Texas Tech and Kansas State going at it right now. So we're going to get you guys that score. And it's tied up at 65. 2:51 left to go between K-State and Texas Tech. It's a home game for Texas Tech, too. That's shocking here that they're playing down against Kansas State. Texas Tech was a 13-point favorite. And then San Diego State leading Wyoming 69-66 with 43 seconds left to play. That's a big, big momentum builder there for San Diego State to put them in the bracket. They needed that game. That's a road game for SDSU at Wyoming. So it looks like 6 teams in the tournament from the Big 12. Baylor, Kansas, Texas, Texas Tech, TCU, and Iowa State. Kansas State, if they do beat Texas Tech, they'd be 15-14, but they got a bunch of work to do. They'd have to win the Big 12 tournament outright because 14 losses is too much. Hey, there you go, 15 straight for fantasy hockey. Looks like you beat my man from Off the Wall Hockey yesterday. Flo Thamba at the free throw line. First one is good, he makes. Second one is good. Baylor going up by 3 now out of the timeout. 6:55 left to go. This game's going to come down to free throws, looks like. Baylor is a team 8 for 12 at the free throw line tonight. Texas is a team is 8 for 13. Just 1 bench point by Baylor. Texas with 13. Bounce pass down low. Texas able to scoop it up with Bishop. And Baylor called in the reach and fall. It's going to be on Meyer. And that's Baylor's 7th personal foul in the second half. So now Texas is in the bonus as well. So game clock will stop. 6:45 left to play. Texas will head to the bonus now, 1-1 on free throws with Christian Bishop. And the first one's good. Yeah, I saw that. So the both of us are in the fantasy basketball playoffs. Second shot, Bishop missed. Around the rim and out, battle for it in the corner. Who touched it last? And the referee is let's see here. I think it's gonna be, as they sort it out, it's gonna be Baylor ball. So last touch by Texas. Baylor's got some players in foul trouble. Kendall Brown with 4, Adam Flagler with 4 fouls, and Flo Thamba, their best front court options, got 3. So that's foul trouble right now for Baylor as Brown attacks, floats one up with the right hand, lost it. Texas comes up with a steal, 6.5 left to play. Longhorns back their way off of a double team. Passing off the roll down inside, and Bishop able to score, and this game's tied up at 54. What a game going on right now between these two teams. Christian Bishop now in double figures with 11 and 9. The Bears going to slow it down once again with Akinjo. Their go-to in the second half has been perimeter shooting. 2 made threes by Akinjo, 3 made by Flagler. 6 minutes left to go. Here's a 3, top of the key. Akinjo had a great look, couldn't convert on it though. Off the back rim, defensive rebound pulled down by Bishop. Texas has it on the break. They move it outside. 3, jacked up by the Longhorns. Missing again off the mark by Courtney Ramey. Ripped away in the glass by Meyer with a defensive rebound. 5:40 left to go. Meyer on the outside hands it off to Akinjo. Akinjo puts into the hands of Flagler. 5.5 left to go. Texas is really struggling from three-point range. This game has had 4 ties, 11 lead changes, and Texas keeps on shooting threes and keeps on breaking them. Scoop score! Up and in off the window. If Baylor wins this game, it's because of this dude, Adam Flagler, with 16. What a night number 10 has had for Baylor. He's got 13 in the second half. Texas is 3 for 19 from three-point range. And Andrew Jones has yet to make a 3. 0 for 6 from the outside. Going inside. Courtney Ramey had a wide open look inside the paint and couldn't convert. Flagler, a 3. Oh, that's a dagger. Big time triple by Adam Flagler. Silencing the Longhorn crowd here out in Austin. This guy is too good. Should have been a tie game. Wide open inside the paint off of a turnaround, and Courtney Ramey just missed it, and then Flagler just so lethal on the break. Joe's up a 3 in the fast break, and he knocks it through. 19 by Flagler. Talk about the difference between 5 points and a tie game right now on that one possession. Flagler has made 4 threes in the second half. The difference in this game has been Baylor 32-24 second half box score advantage because of Baylor coming out drilling threes. 2 made by Akinjo, and Flagler's made 4. So 6 made threes in the second half here by the Bears. 4:53 remaining. This dude is feeling it. And LJ Cryer, their sixth man, he is still yet to return. We saw him on the bench in a walking boot, so they're missing their number 2 scorer as well with LJ Cryer. 59-54. We're back from the brief timeout. Texas 1 for 8 from three-point range in the second half. Baylor is 6 for 10. That's been the difference maker. Carr, bounce pass, underneath, pump fake, and gets blocked from behind by Sochan. Timmy Allen got rejected. Baylor comes out with the ball. 4.5 left to go. I'm still going to go with Kentucky to take it all. I think that's going to be a motivator for them. I would love to see Kentucky and Arkansas meet up deep in the tournament. I think both of those teams, Final Four potential. Turnaround, James Akinjo able to get the bucket. 61-54. Kinjo and Flagler taking over this game for Baylor. 4 minutes left to go. Texas has it inside the key out to the free throw circle. Moving it out to the wing. Carr launches a three. Too strong off the glass. Battle for the rebound. Pulled down offensively by Timmy Allen. Allen off of a double team moves it cross court to Fabrice. Chase Fabrice now at the baseline. Outside, he pushes it off to Carr. Carr moves it cross court to Ramey. Ramey backs his way. Low block. Dump off. Underneath. Strip to the ball. Baylor forcing the turnover. It's a steal picked up by Matthew Meyer. Active hands for the Bears defense down inside the low post. They're just so pesky down there. 7-zip run by the Bears last 3 minutes. 3.5 minutes left to go. The ball poked to the backcourt. And it's last touch by Texas by Timmy Allen. It's going to stay Baylor ball with 3:27. Quick update in the Texas Tech-Kansas State game. Texas Tech leading 70-68 with 25 seconds left to play. Christian Bishop has a double-double for Texas, 11 points, 10 rebounds. It's been the guard play that's been the difference maker tonight, though, as we're going to head to the timeout. Baylor by 7 right now. No team has held a double-digit lead. This is tied for the largest lead in the game. Texas had a 7-point lead, and indeed, this is the largest one by Baylor right here, as we have 3 minutes, 27 seconds left to go. And the guard play has been phenomenal here tonight, specifically second half by Baylor. Kendall Brown had all 12 points in the first half. Second half, Flagler and Akinjo popping off. Specifically, Adam Flagler. He's gone from 3 points in half number 1 to 19 in the second half. Flagler making 5 threes. Akinjo up to 15 with 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Hey, there you go, Vaughn. Finally watching some hockey on the Saturday. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining tonight. I cover basketball action, play-by-play of college hoop, also NBA as well. And if anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge. That link is pinned to the chat. Anybody is welcome to join the group, as the brackets will be released on Selection Sunday. That's on Sunday, March 13th, coming up in almost 2 weeks from now. Tomorrow, believe it or not, is March 1st. So, coming up close, or actually under 2 weeks from now. So, under 2 weeks from now, we'll have a bracket. Yeah, still staying on the topic of the in-state Texas for basketball. I had talked about in the pregame before heading up to this matchup, how in the world is North Texas not even ranked right now? Because the new rankings came out today. North Texas has only 4 losses. They're in a massive win streak. Conference USA is getting 0 respect right now, and North Texas has only got 3 votes. This team's got the best defense in all college hoops. They have less votes than Boise State, Davison. One sec here. They got less votes than Alabama, which Alabama got put in the top 25 with a 19-10 record over Davison, who's got 4 losses, which Davison beat Alabama. Makes 0 sense, huh? South Dakota State is owning the Summit League, but South Dakota State's got more votes than North Texas. It's just mind-boggling. Let's see here. Final score alert. So Texas Tech pulls out the victory over Kansas State, 73-68. And then let's go track back here to San Diego State, Wyoming. San Diego State won over Wyoming tonight. That's a huge win for the Aztecs, 73-66. That's a road victory for San Diego State that puts them in the bracket. 3:15 left to go. 5 in the shot clock. Baylor with the ball. They're off of a double team. Akinjo has to get it out, and they're going to burn a timeout with 2 on the shot clock. So Baylor down to 1 timeout left. Texas with 2 timeouts remaining, and Baylor's going to have a tough possession coming up here. So they only have 2 on the shot clock with 3:14 left to go. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. What's good, Caesar? Welcome to the stream. Yes, this game should definitely be under 135. We only have 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. So unless this game goes into overtime, that under 135 should be good. Hey, thanks so much for joining the bracket there, Johnny, man. Feel free to join tomorrow night's stream. I'll be covering some NBA action tomorrow night. Celtics taking on the Hawks, 7:30 Eastern time. Brody, welcome in, man. Great game. Really good game. Thanks for the 50 watching right now on the stream, approximately. As Baylor gives it up on the inbound, it goes right back to Texas with a steal. Attacking the lane, missed the shot underneath was Carr's second chance, and a huge block by the Bears as Timmy Allen couldn't put it through. Baylor playing some tough defense inside. Under 3 minutes left to go, the Bears will slow it down. Largest lead is 7. They have a chance to take a 10-point lead and call a game with a made 3. Akinjo. 10 on the shot clock. Akinjo dribbles up. Takes the jumper. Tough shot around the rim and out. Timmy Allen with a defensive rebound. Back to Texas with 2.5 minutes left to go. Their offense is stagnant. Haven't been able to get much going on lately. At the wing. Swings it out. Deflected pass. And it goes out of bounds. Kendall Brown last touched it. So it's going to stay Texas basketball. 18 on the shot clock. 2:21 remaining. We got 61-54, 115. Yes, I think it's going to be under 126.5 because both of these teams, more so Baylor's been able to score, but they're slowing down the ball. Texas is on a 4-minute scoring drought. So, yeah, I would say under that 126.5 as that helps out right there. Texas misses the shot, and Baylor will keep on slowing it down as we approach the 2-minute mark left to play. Texas is 1 for 10 from three-point range in the second half. That's been the crusher. Too many threes and too many misses. And this Baylor defense is just so good from the perimeter. Lockdown. Baylor's in trouble. Forced up on a double team, and Texas gets called on the reach-in. That's going to send Baylor to the free throw line in the bonus. Shooting 1-1. 1:53 left to play. It's going to be James Akinjo, 1-1 now for bonus time for Baylor. It's been Adam Flagler and James Akinjo's second half. 16 points by Flagler, making 4 threes. Akinjo with 2 made threes, up to 11 in the second half. Both of them the top 2 scores. Flagler with 19, Akinjo with 15 total. And then Thamba's got 12.6 rebounds. Kendall Brown, 12.5 rebounds. And also Akinjo's got 8 rebounds, 7 assists. So not the guy that Texas wanted to follow. Akinjo is 84% at the free throw line this season. He's shooting in the bonus, 1-1. First shot by Akinjo, and he hits it. Largest lead of the game right here for Baylor. That game was close all throughout against Kansas on Saturday. And last minute or so, they won it by 10. Just able to take control of the game just like that. Yeah, big win tonight for your Aztecs there. Huge win for San Diego State. Puts them right into the bracket. So, Joe Lunardi hasn't updated his on ESPN for like 3 days before the chaotic Saturday, but Jerry Palm, he updated his this morning for CBS. I'm going off of his. He's got San Diego State as a 10 seed taking on LSU in the first round. And the winner of that game, because I'm a Providence fan, as Texas missed a shot underneath, they followed up and Bishop scores with 1:36 left to go. Baylor's going to take a timeout. 7-point game, 1:36 left to play as Baylor will have the basketball coming up. As we will head off to a timeout, but it's been Flagler and Akinjo's second half here for the number 3 ranked Baylor Bears. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, and hit that subscribe, everybody. Yeah, so of course this is not anything close to the bracket. It's going to change, but San Diego State and LSU are projected, they'd be projected to play each other according to the CBS bracket, and Providence is up to a 2 seed since they won the Big East regular season title outright. They're up to a 2 seed now, 24-3. They're going in this week, a massive game against Villanova coming up. What's good, Brody? Welcome in, man. Yeah, so the teams in the bubble, they control their destiny, and today things went well. North Carolina came in with a big overtime victory against Syracuse, so they're still alive, and San Diego State with a big win, still alive. Texas Tech is around the 3 seed in the bracket. Texas Tech squeaks past Kansas State tonight, 73-68. So that's as far as meaningful basketball with a bubble and seeding lines for tonight. Not many games going on tonight. UCLA in action currently against Washington. Not sure if Johnny Juzing's playing tonight. Also, Iowa destroyed Northwestern 82-61. Iowa's on a big winning streak right now. I think that's their 5th straight, and they're number 1 nationally in fewest turnovers per game. They're starting to hit their stride right now. Keegan Murray at 26-18 in the victory for Iowa. Keegan Murray should be first-team All-American. Baylor back at the free throw line, now with a double bonus shooting 2. First one is good. It is Kendall Brown who will shoot his second one. 12 points in the second half by Brown. Second free throw around the rim and out. 1:20 left to go. I think that's going to be close tonight. I'd probably go Washington because I'm not sure if Johnny Juzing's playing in that game. Wide open, Texas with a bucket with 1:13 left to go. That is Timmy Allen underneath the hoop who scores. So 6-point game. And a timeout taken by Texas. Texas out of timeouts. Baylor with 1 timeout left. Yeah, Washington actually hasn't been that bad this year. And UCLA is struggling right now. They have to find their identity. So they might get upset first round. I'm not high in either UCLA or USC. USC almost lost against Pacific. They're probably going to lose first round depending on who they play. I see USC probably as a 6 seed. And they might play like an 11 team play-in and lose to the play-in possibly. Yeah, UCLA has a loss at Arizona State. Arizona State's actually been playing better. Washington they're 14-13. Hey, thanks so much, Caesar. Appreciate it. Hopefully that one will. I hope that could help you out tonight. I'm looking at that game right now. It's close. It just started though. It's 7-6 UCLA. It's a low scoring game, but they played the first 6 minutes so far. So Baylor looking to hold on here. Yeah, my prediction, I had Baylor by 4 in this one. I saw coming into this game, Baylor was a 1.5 point favorite. So Baylor's going to get the inbounds. They give it off to Akinjo. Akinjo's double team in the backcourt. Gets the way off to Kendall Brown. Back from the timeout. 1:05 left to go. Meyer. Pass is dangerous. Gives it over to Flagler. Off to Akinjo. 1 minute remaining. 20 in the shot clock. And Akinjo gets fouled with 1 minute left to play. Yeah, I'm not sure myself. I'll dig that up and see if Juzing's playing. Because if Juzing's playing, that would change it. Yeah, Johnny Juzing's not playing tonight. So he's not playing, so that, yeah, Washington has a chance. And UCLA's been struggling lately. First shot by Akinjo, that's good. Smart decision by Baylor to get the ball to Akinjo, shooting above 80% at the line this year. 14 points in the second half by Akinjo. He's up to 18 total. Him and Flagler have popped off here in the second half. Specifically, Adam Flagler making 5 threes total for them in the second half. Second shot good by Akinjo. 1 minute left to play. Baylor up by 8. Texas has it. Gonna have to get something quick. Here's a 3. Skipped around the rim and out. That's been the story of the game tonight. And the rebound goes back to Baylor. Texas stone cold from the outside. Baylor 41% from 3. Texas 14%. 3 for 21 by the Longhorns. For Belarus, why would Belarus be in that mix? I understand they're Russia. Russia's under the ROC. I don't follow like much international. First one is good. This is Sochan at the line. Baylor played a close game against Texas on Saturday, or a close game against Kansas on Saturday. They were trailing by a bunch early. Jeremy Sochan, 58% on the season. Guess what, though? He's 3 for 4 tonight. Makes the second one. It's a 10-point lead by Baylor, largest lead of the game. 52 seconds left to play before you sign off tonight. Hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Overcoming adversity. That's been the big story for this Baylor Bears team. No Jonathan Chatua, LJ Cryer, number 2 scorer, not playing tonight, and Baylor forces the steal with 40 seconds left. And Texas not going to fall just yet. Akinjo, who got the steal, gives it over to Flagler. Those two have been phenomenal in the second half, and the reason why Baylor's going to get the W tonight. The big story of this Baylor Bears team, though, overcoming adversity on the road tonight against Texas. Teams constantly in the top 10 have got hunted down, we see on Saturday. And Baylor, what they have learned, they are one of the teams trying to get hunted down by their opponents. And no matter what, they come in and they finish strong. 12 seconds left to go. Adam Flagler, 19 points, 16 of those in the second half, making 5 threes total. And it's going to end up being a Baylor victory. Wide open 3 by Texas. That is good with 6 seconds left to go. And Baylor gets the inbound, and that is it. A road game by Baylor, and they sweep Texas in the regular season sweep as Baylor improves to 25-5. On the season, the number 3 team up to in America right now. They moved from 10-3 in the AP Top 25 poll this week. And what a big win by the Bears tonight. Their guard play, phenomenal. Specifically second half in this matchup, and that was the reason why they pulled away. 4 players double figure scoring. 19 each by Akinjo and Flagler. Akinjo finished with 19, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Along with 2 steals. That's a pretty darn solid fantasy game right there. If they were counting fantasy points. 19 by Adam Flagler, making 5 total threes. 13 points by Kendall Brown. Flo Thamba, who has been huge in place of Chamba Chatua, he's got 12.6 rebounds. Those were the top scorers tonight for Baylor. Big difference. Baylor 9 for 22, 41% from 3. Texas as a team 4 for 23 at 14% from 3. And it happened to be Marcus Carr, Christian Bishop with 13 points each. Bishop finished with 11 rebounds, double-double. And Timmy Allen had 10 points tonight. Before you sign off, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for being a part tonight on the stream. Never can count out Baylor. Such a deep team. No matter how many players down they are, able to find ways to get victories. And this one specifically on the road. And it's only Texas's 3rd loss in the season. At home, they're 16-3 on their home court this year. So thanks so much all for joining in. Going to close out to the channel members before I do sign off. And I'll be back tomorrow night covering Celtics against Hawks at 7:30 Eastern time. Alright, so all channel members get a shout out here as we have Jason, Cindy, Verjeep, Old Ed, Deuce, Brian, SG Sports Talk, Russell, D-Block, BP, Greg, Oreo Pudding, Bino, Arohan, Mike, Mark, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Ahino Josa, LK and GFR 90, Woody, Warren, I Am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Man and Hayes, Barco, Dave, Rise of Steel, and Kelly. Thanks so much all for joining in tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night as Baylor wins over Texas 68-61 the final.